Buongiorno everyone and welcome back to sunny Scotland. This time it actually is sunny as we're at the clubhouse. Just finished off there on the 18th, been here all week. Coming back to the tune later on today. And this is just a quick video for you, like little transfer news update. There wasn't one yesterday, you know what I mean? I had the video on Tuesday, enjoying the golf out here, enjoying the little breakaway. It's been good, and as you can see, I'm literally in the Scottish Highlands. Signal isn't great. It is tiring once you get up there. The Wi-Fi right up there, if you can see it. The house is at the top, is where we stay. So the course, you know, you got your house on the course, you got the golf course yourself. It's brilliant. It's beautiful here in Scotland, and I've had a really good time. And to be fair, I'm glad that nothing major has happened while I've been away in terms of a player coming to St James Park and signing, or any huge announcements or anything like that. But obviously, as the day goes by, we get closer and closer to the pre-season starting. It is Thursday afternoon now. In just 48 hours time, Newcastle need to kick off their pre-season away to Gateshead. The big long old metro trip to Gateshead Stadium. Dan Bairn and the rest of them are going to be on the carriages crossing over the Owl Bridges to Gateshead for that big one. Big game, yeah, good one. I like it. You know what I do like about this one is, you know, Newcastle United came out yesterday, Lee Marshall, and said that all the funds are going to Gateshead. So ticket revenue, gate revenue. The game is also being streamed on National League TV, something like that, I think I saw. $9.99, but all the money does go to Gateshead. So very good that they're supporting a local club there and letting them reap the rewards of bringing the big names to the stadium. You know what I mean? I used to live next to Gateshead Stadium on that side of the Gateshead Quays. And I used to train at Gateshead Gym, and it was funny because you go in that gym at the Gateshead Stadium and you see Mike Williamson training, you know, Owen Bailey, like a few of the lads, they always did the training in there, so it was good crack. It's good. And then obviously you've got the running track around it, so it's going to be interesting to see Newcastle United, you know, the likes of Bruno. Will we see Tonali? He hasn't touched down back in Tyneside yet, so we're not going to see Tonali, unfortunately. I was really hoping his debut, actually no, it's a good thing, I suppose, because he would have been like, what the fuck's going on here? I came from the San Siro to the Gateshead Stadium. You know what I mean? That would have been a bit of a shock for him. All the press would have been, look at him crying. He's crying because he doesn't like running tracks. And he's crying because there's only got 11,000 seats. Oh, the press would have been loving that. So thankfully that's not the case. And, you know, you will still see some decent players out there. Obviously, I think Bruno and Joelinton and that are still... Well, Bruno actually put that he was coming home. Was it last night or this morning? So Bruno might feature. So some of the big boys are coming back from international duties. You know, they've been all over the world this summer. Obviously, Joelinton making his Brazilian debut as well and scoring. So you will see some big boys back for Gateshead on Saturday. But obviously, it's just a good run around. It's going to be great to see the boys back in the new black and white shirt and kicking things off, you know, because then I'm back in Scotland next week. I'm in Scotland now. I should have stayed through the whole way. You know, we've got the old trip to Rangers, Glasgow, next Tuesday. Buzzing for that one. 8,000 Geordies, and those are just the ones with tickets, including myself, heading to Ibrox next Tuesday, staying over then. So that's going to be a nice trip as well, back to sunny Scotland. Hopefully it will be sunny, although the clouds are always treacherous around here. The rain comes out of nowhere. But I'm buzzing for Rangers next week. Really looking forward to that one, so stay tuned to the Magpie Channel TV for all them wicked videos coming your way. And then it's America after that, and then before you know it, it will be Aston Villa at home on the opening day of the Premier League season, Saturday the 12th of August, 5:30 kick-off. But the question in this video is, will Newcastle sign another forward this summer? And not just one, will they sign two? Yeah, so obviously we know Harvey Barnes, that deal is very close. Newcastle have apparently tabled a £32 million offer. Leicester trying to haggle away at 35, including add-ons, so it could reach up to 40 million. We're looking at the 32, that's on the table. Will Leicester eventually accept? I think so. I think that Harvey Barnes deal will get done. You know, Barnes is very keen on signing for the club. So when Newcastle United really want the player, Barnes wants to move, everything comes together, you know. And like I've said it before, I think it'll be a great signing, especially at 30-odd million for a Premier League proven player. Scores, goals, assists, offers a lot on the flank, you know, which is what Newcastle are struggling with. You know, like people say, oh, we've got loads of left wingers though. We've got St Maximin, we've got Gordon, you know, Isaac can play there, whatever. But Max's numbers compared to Barnes, it's non-comparable. Even though I really do like Alan St Maximin, and sometimes stats and that can be misleading, because I think when you know, Alan St Maximin, the stats don't show two players going on him, do they? And then freeing up space, and then the amount of times when Alan St Maximin was laying off balls to Longstaff and that early on last season, the season before in the box, and Willock and that, putting them over the bar. his stats could be better. You know, Barnes was up there with Vardy and Maddison and even Iniacho and that, you know, scoring goals. So that one can be a bit deceiving. But for me, overall, in terms of output and what you're going to get statistically, Barnes is better. Although in an ideal world, you'd keep both. But, you know, I think the Harvey Barnes deal will get done, whether it be towards the end of this week. I mean, it's Thursday now, so unlikely unless something, you know, really materialises overnight and Friday afternoon can kick off. But that one probably going to go into next week now, even though Fabrizio Romano did say that it was going to be done this week, last week when he said that. But then Keith Downey on Sky said, you know, it's early stages still. So the whole closing in thing sometimes, you know, is a bit premature. But Harvey Barnes for 32 to 35 million, I think will get done. And like I said, the question is, he fell over there for no reason. Tired. Loads of stuff's been done this week. And the other one is, of course, will we sign another forward? So we've got the left-hand side sorted. St. Maximin could be sold to facilitate Harvey Barnes and fund that transfer from Leicester. Will we then look at the right-hand side? Because I said this in the Sunday transfer talk show that Federico Chiesa's agents were in England that last weekend, and they're still here in the capital talking to Premier League clubs. Now, apparently he's turned down Aston Villa. He doesn't want to join Aston Villa, which, would I say surprising? I mean, Villa are making some really good signings, you know, Pau Torres and obviously Tielemans on a free, and they've already got a really good squad there, and they're trying to get Moussa Diaby as well, but they're being cheeky. I think they're offering about 25-30 mil. Leverkusen are never going to accept that, and if they did, we should swoosh right in for that long-term target, Moussa Diaby. But Chiesa doesn't want that Villa move. However, he does want the Newcastle move. Of course he does. He wants it. He'd absolutely love it. He wants to link up with fellow compadre Tonali. Do you know what I mean? He wants to link up with his fellow Italian. So that would be lovely. Federico Chiesa on the right. Imagine that. Chiesa on the right, Isak on the middle, Barnes on the left. Goals, assists galore. That would be absolutely lovely. And then we'd actually have squad depth for the Champions League. You know, you could play Wilson, you could bring Almiron on, you could bring Gordon on, you know. Options, and that's options is what we need when we are going to be playing 2 games a week with the Champions League, you know, especially when the FA Cup and everything rolls around. So Chiesa, could we see him sign? Now at first they were talking about, you know, 35 million for him. Now I see some reports saying 45, 50 million. Those are the kind of figures you'd probably expect for Chiesa, because I think Juventus paid about 30 million euros for him. So, you know, even though he has had this long-term injury layoff, he's came back for Italy this summer, scored a few goals. He is a threat. And again, his stats aren't like amazing in terms of goal output and assists, but it's what he brings to the side, pulls defenders in. You know, he is a top player. We've seen it for Italy firsthand, haven't we, when he scored against England at the Euros. So, you know, Chiesa's a top talent. I think that would be an amazing signing, to be fair. One that gets me very excited, especially when you think of who could be along that front 3 line that I just listed before. So could we bring in Chiesa? I think so. If he fancies it, and his agent's really trying to get him a move. He's fell out with the Juventus gaffer. So yeah, I mean, if you get Barnes on a what would essentially be a free, because sign Barnes for 35 mil, sell Maxis for around the same figure, sorted. Barnes comes in for nothing, then you've still got leg room to maybe try and get Chiesa for 35 mil, you know, so 40 mil. So yeah, there's movement on that. I could see us signing more forwards, because then even, you know, it would give us that depth that Eddie Howe wants, because Barnes is on the left. We're getting Harvey Barnes because we're capitalising on Leicester's relegation. You know, we're thinking that could be an easy signing, and Leicester need the money, and the player wants to leave. So that one could be done, and then the main target for Eddie Howe this summer, you know, wasn't a left forward, it was a right forward. You know, he wants someone on that right wing who can cut in and score goals. Yes, Almiron did it very well last season, but that kind of petered off. He was in the form of his life. So we need competition there. Murphy's done very well as well, but when you're talking Champions League football, if you can bring in Chiesa, who's been there, done it in the Champions League, been there, done it on the biggest stages of all, Euros final and that, then it'll be amazing. So it'll be class. Will we get both of them? I'd say there was a good chance. I really would say there was a good chance. I definitely wouldn't rule it out. And then lastly, you know, we're still waiting to hear from Southampton on Tino Livramento. You know, we've put in a £21 million bid for Livramento. That is still on the table. Southampton trying to negotiate and get more money for him, but Newcastle holding tight on that one. They don't want to really pay much more for Tino Livramento, because again, similar to the Harvey Barnes thing, capitalising on another team's relegation, because left back is the priority. But we're going to sign a right back in Livramento if we can get the deal done, because he can't play both full back positions. He's got bags of potential, and we're thinking it could be a wise choice, you know, to get in there while we can, while Southampton are down and they need the funds. I'm going to push my trolley back to the car now and sign off for this video. So like I say, Livermento bid on the table still, 21 million. Harvey Barnes bid on the table, you know, 32, 35 million. And Chiesa in talks with us and a couple of other Premier League teams. So long way to go, people. You know, still only in the middle of July. Pre-season starts this weekend, but the transfer window, you know, it's got a while left. Got a while left until the 1st of September. So stay tuned to the Magpie Channel TV for all your transfer window updates, all your Newcastle United news. Subscribe, like this one, and I'll see you on the next one.